Hello everyone, this is INFPGamer, and today we're going to be playing the NES classic Icarus, released in 1986. Came out around the same time as Metroid, also subtitled The Angel Land Story. This is a pretty hard game, at least at first. The early levels can be pretty challenging, but it's a pretty fun game as well. Here we got some scenes from the instruction manual about how there are two goddesses, one for the overworld and one for the underworld, Medusa and Palutena, if that's how you pronounce her name. Medusa caused terror amongst the people, so Palutena got mad at her, turned her into a monster. Medusa got ticked off, and paired herself up with the monsters and took over, and threw Palutena into a dungeon up in the palace in the sky. But one of her guards, Palutena's guards, Icarus, also known as Pit, managed to escape from the prison where he was captured by Medusa, because henchmen are always stupid and gullible, overcame the guard and flees, and now is going to climb up to the underworld, overworld, sky palace, and the palace in the sky. And here we just got some scenes of the different areas. So we got about 13 levels to go through. So let's get started trying to rescue Palutena and defeat Medusa. Here we have our hero Pit. He can walk around, shoot arrows straight forward as well as upwards. Obviously, at the beginning of the game, got weak little enemies here. Now, hearts are your currency in the game, which are used to purchase things from item shops. And also, by killing enemies, you also get experience. One of the things that this does is you have your block of life that you see up there, which can take several hits before you die. Increasing your experience will, at certain levels, increase your bar of life. 4 sets of snakes. This room here is supposed to have a Zeus is supposed to be there, but he is not, because we just started the game. He gives you an upgrade for your arrow. Here we got our experience, total experience, how many hearts or money that we have, and our arrow strength is 1. We got various weapons and treasures that we don't have yet. We'll get to those as we go along. We got more snakes here that Medusa is trying to kill us with, but they're too weak to do much damage. Although you do have to be careful, especially when they fall too smushed like that together. You might not notice. It's best to take the game slow, especially in the beginning, killing as many enemies as you can to gain experience. You take the first part of the game, which is actually the hardest part, slowly and gain lots of experience and hearts and items. It's really a great way to make the last part of the game much easier. A lot of people kind of get discouraged by this game because of the difficulty early on, because you're so weak. If you power yourself up sufficiently, I think you'll find that the last part of the game is actually no more difficult and actually probably easier than the first part. So slow and steady is the key here. Here we get a harp that turns the enemies into hammers, and what the hammers are used for, they're the fortress levels, the 4th level of each world. And there are the other guardians of Palutena who were turned into stone by Medusa. If you free them, they'll help you against the boss of each level, of each fortress, and there are 3 fortresses in the game. Unfortunately, you can't carry them over to the next fortress, but they do have a strength arrow of 5. Unfortunately, they die in 1 hit from the boss, but they do help out sometimes. And for the early part of the game, they are much stronger than your arrow, which is at level 1 at this point. Here we got little speck-nose characters, kind of flying a strange wave pattern, but they give you big hearts. Yeah, the hearts, I didn't mention that the small hearts that you get from enemies like the snakes are worth 1. There are half hearts worth 5, like the ones you got from those fish-like monsters, jellyfish-type monsters outside, and these guys give you 10, so that they don't really give you experience, the speck noses, but they're a great way to make money. And here we got the infamous Grim Reaper. The way to defeat him is shoot him in the back. If he sees you, he will call out his little Reaper friends. Just like this. If you can manage not to get yourself killed by these guys, they are a good way to make some money. If you're patient. They only give 1 heart each, but you can rack up some good money if you're patient enough. That there is a chalice, I believe, that refills some of your health. If you go inside the door when the chalice is outside, however, it'll disappear, so you may want to make sure before you go in the door to get it. Alright, let's take these guys out. And there we go, he takes about 8 hits. So let's see what's inside this area. And here we have the treasure room. If you break certain pots, and I'll post a link to a page that has about this, if you break certain pots, depending on the number of hammers, oops, that was the wrong one, but whatever, then you know where the little Reaper guy, the god of poverty, is. If he shows up, and we just got a credit card, and then we can grab all these. Don't grab these items until you break all the pots, because if you grab just one, you'll get kicked out of the room. If the god of poverty shows up, if you put the wrong combination, then you'll lose everything. You can't gain anything. You can buy these items. There's a credit card, a barrel, which is very useful, but they're rather expensive. You gotta take this part carefully. This is one of the more annoying parts in the level. It's easy to slip off and die. One of the things that's really hard about this game, especially in the early levels, is if you fall down, you're dead. You can't scroll downwards in these levels. If you do have, there's a feather item that if you do have it and he falls, he can get one chance to fly back up. Oops, glitch. Or maybe we can just jump over him. Yeah, sometimes they'll fall straight from the ceiling. Shoot those guys. But glitches do happen. And we got 10 hammers, not bad. So we got 10,000 total points right now. The upgrades for your health that increase the life bar, they happen at 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, and 200,000. And that's the max you can have, is 5 of them. Ow. So we want to rack up some good score here by shooting at these guys and ducking quickly. They do appear right under your feet, so you have to be careful where they come from. Constantly moving around. Yeah, you can do a little slide, which is going to come in handy later. But yeah, either shoot and then duck quickly, or duck and shoot quickly. This would be a good way to rack up some money, as well as experience. And let's speed up things here a bit. So we don't have to go in slow motion, do we? And we got 20,000 right there. We're done with this level for now. No, we're done with this level, period. For now. And watch out, these guys might show up at the very end. And here we tally up our score. We get 20,000, and so we get our first power-up extender. 2 out of a total of 5. Well, we're done here for now, 365. You can see there, we put that there, and I'll see you in the next clip. Thanks for watching.